Welcome to Nature's Wild Playground. I am going to go over why I planted certain vegetable plants with others for companion planting. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for this video. Okay, with our carrots, I planted the onions with them because the carrot rust fly, which is a tiny insect that won't hurt your carrots, lays their eggs on top of the soil. And with them laying their eggs on top of the soil, once their larvae is hatched, they will go down and eat the root of your carrot. So that's why I planted these onions in with my carrots. The carrots also help with sweeter tomatoes, but your carrots will stay smaller due to that fact. The sweet potatoes I just planted in here because our carrots will be done way before our sweet potato vines end up going all over in this garden bed. Parsnips, same issue. I planted the onions with the parsnips to help repel the carrot fly worm. So that's that bed and why I did what I did with that one. The lettuce is next to the cabbage and the marigolds to help repel insects from the lettuce. Swiss chard, and of course on the other side of the bed, because I don't like walking in my soil, I have to walk around. I planted my onions and the marigolds. Now, if you notice these Brussels sprouts, there we go, that are next to the onions, there are no insect marks that have been eating on these. Now, if we come over here, I have an insect eating on these Brussels sprouts, clearly because I do not have onions planted in this small section. Same thing here. These ones are purple Brussels sprouts, there we go, or also called reds. I did marigolds here and the onions here, and I have no bite marks from bugs. Oh, I'm wrong, except for all the way up here, so I'll probably plant another onion there, and none over here. These are 15-pound cabbage heads, which I just transplanted into cow manure a couple days ago, so they're looking really well. A little yellowed, but they were too close together, so I wanted to spread those out, and if they lived, they lived. No big deal. Over here I have onions in with our 15-pound cabbages, and so far there are no insect marks on these plants here for the cabbage moth or the cabbage worm. The beets like being near the cabbages, so I went ahead and planted those next to each other. Now the beets, when they expand and get larger, it helps with aeration in the soil for your cabbage, and that's why I planted those there, along with onions in this bed as well. Now you do have some insects that have a tendency of eating your strawberries, which I have to prune mine up because I transplanted them, so the strawberries that were on these went ahead and died off, as you can see here. So I'll take those off. But the insects that enjoy these strawberries, the dill is going to help repel those bugs. And when we come over to here, the radishes will help aerate the soil as the radishes grow and expand. The peas add nitrogen into the soil, which will help our Malabar spinach produce better this year, which is a little hard to see, but it's in there. Once our radishes are done, which I do have to thin these out because they are way too close for my likings, but once these are done, this zucchini plant is going to be big enough that it's going to have its own space, because these won't be in here anymore. The zucchini and the peas are going to add the nitrogen to the soil for the zucchini. We got nasturtiums right here. They're actually looking pretty good. I gotta finish planting my packet because they got wet by the rain and I left them outside. But they will help with the cabbage, or not cabbage worm, zucchini worm. And it goes into the neck of the zucchini that's coming out of the ground, and it looks like a giant maggot. Your chickens love it, by the way, when you pull that out of there, because it does have to come out. The peppers, ooh, we got a baby pepper flower coming out right there in the center. A little hard to see, but the peppers are going to help repel the zucchini worm, or zucchini maggot as I call it, in this bed. On to our next one. I did corn every other row. The reason why I did that is corn is high in nitrogen. It loves its nitrogen. I did a top dressing of cow manure. So we planted beans, corn, and more beans there. And of course we have our sweet potatoes. The reason why I planted those there, I'm going to lean those this way and tie them off to this trellis, and I'll have a nice shaded area to sit during the summer. I planted the butter cream. Wait a minute. Yeah, butter and sweet corn this year. I gotta get those little boogers over this way because I don't want them laying on the ground, because it's gonna take up too much space. I like to have my climbing plants with the climbing plants. So since peas are over here, we have our delicate squash right here, which is a climber, but I will be able to tell the difference between the squash and the peas that are coming off this plant. And since the peas are extra nitrogen into the soil, the squash are going to thrive on that and continue growing. Well, let's move that piece of cow shit. Get that out of there. Since I'm standing here, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, on to our lettuce. Our lettuce is in with our sweet potatoes, but like I just said, that's going to climb up this trellis that I'm standing under now. We have lettuce and onions planted in here. The onions help repel any insects that are going to be munching on your lettuce. As you can tell, I don't have no issue with that quite yet. I have chives in here, which are kind of hard to see right now, and the radishes, and they're both going to help repel bad bugs or insects that are gonna eat your lettuce plants. I can't say bad bugs because there aren't that many bad bugs as many people think there is. I have no particular reason why I planted this herb next to my strawberries. Probably just because I didn't have any room. Oh shit. That's a flower. I thought it was a weed yesterday. Damn. And I pulled it and threw it out. I guess that'll teach me, won't it? And more sweet potatoes climbing up this trellis. You want to see the trellis video and how we built this? It is in our gardening section on YouTube. Oh look, there's a tiny little bee. Right about there. He's a little hard to see. Our horseradish, my mom planted here. Haven't done too much research on it, but on what it repels. There are some insects that it does repel. I'm not sure what they are. If you know what they are, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube and let me know. I have our peppers in with our tomatoes. The reason being is because they just do well together. Over here I have a marigold down here in the center of these tomatoes to help repel the cabbage, or not the cabbage, the hornworm caterpillar that will destroy your tomato plants. Same thing with this one. I got the peppers, the marigolds, and my tomatoes. Over here I got the pepper and the tomatoes, and just tomatoes in this one. In this bed I have dill. They say do not put dill in with your watermelon because your watermelon will try to climb up the dill, but as they grow, these watermelon are coming this way out of the bed. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll have to keep an eye on that so that way they don't drag down my dill. Here I have the pie pumpkins and the cucumbers, both climbers. I made this into my heavy feeding bed, so there is no really reason why I planted these two next to each other. Then here I do have my potatoes in here from about here up. Now when it rains, this cow manure is going to get wet and add it into the soil, which is going to help feed our heavy feeding plants. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. And we are going to be doing a natural organic fertilizer video here soon. So don't miss out. Thanks for watching.